Karoline Leavitt is ugly inside and out, and I'm just going to go ahead and warn you, if you will be offended or upset by me critiquing Karoline Leavitt's appearance, and there is a lot to critique, I just go ahead and say close out this video, because it is that appearance, that is the reason why a photo of Karoline Leavitt is going so viral for the worst possible reason, and you better believe she is losing her mind. We're going to get into it all. And boy, do I have some choice words for Karoline Leavitt, so stick around. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button, because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now this week, this photo of Karoline Leavitt is not the only thing going mega viral. So is her failure to not just look good, but to do her job well. And that is what Jen Psaki broke down. And one of my favorite segments that I think is specifically important from Karoline Leavitt's press failure this week is what I want to start with before we get into this photo. But get ready to cover your eyes when you see it. But let's start with Jen.
Take a listen to her response to this question from the Daily Mail's John Michael Raish.
President Trump has talked twice in recent days, once at the Kennedy Center and then to Reuters again last night, about canceling the election. Why is he talking about this?
I believe you're referring to the president's interview at Reuters last night. I was in that interview. It was a closed-door interview. Obviously, there was not audio or video. The president was simply joking.
I don't know about you, but I find the sitting president of the United States joking about canceling the next elections absolutely hilarious. Absolutely. Just joking there. Now, the reason, of course, I'm clearly kidding, that this is, of course, alarming and not funny at all, is that Trump keeps bringing up his desire to cancel the midterm elections. And he's doing things to try to make it harder for people to vote. Effectively, he's trying to end our nation's democratic experiment altogether. But the real reason I wanted to play that is because when Andrew Feinberg from The Independent presses her on the issue again, she just attacks him personally instead of answering his question.
Americans for generations have fought and died for democracy, for this democracy. Are you saying that the president finds the idea of canceling elections funny?
Andrew, were you in the room? No, you weren't. I was in the room. I heard the conversation. And only someone like you would take that so seriously and pose it as a question in that way.
I mean, I think a lot of people take the president of the United States threatening to cancel elections pretty seriously, especially given he repeats it and has said it many times. Okay. Today, Leavitt got the very first question of the briefing to none other than anti-trans activist Riley Gaines. In a room where every seat is coveted, the White House gave her two, and those are kind of special seats on the side where normally the staff sits. One for her and one for her husband, so we could show Leavitt their baby. And everybody loves a baby. But again, it's a little absurd, this whole thing. There were some real journalists, though, asking important questions in that room today, and Karoline Leavitt, of course, did not answer them. So I'm going to take a crack at a few of those. There were a lot of questions, of course, about ICE today. So I'm going to start with one of those. Nandita Bose from Reuters, go ahead.
There have been multiple instances of American citizens being detained by ICE, and I'm wondering what the administration is asking the agency to do, or what steps is the administration asking the agency to take to ensure that Americans are not wrongly arrested.
Nandita, I hate to break it to you, but the truth is that the Trump administration is doing nothing to prevent U.S. citizens from being detained by ICE.
Karoline Leavitt is so bad at her job, and it really puts things in perspective to hear from Jen Psaki. And I think part of the reason that Karoline is so bad at telling lies, it's her only job is to lie, and she still can't land the plane on it, is because she's playing to the audience of one. She is angry and lashing out because she just wants to be like your leader Donnie and make him happy. And so she is so cold and unfeeling and cruel, and that's the point of this administration, to be cruel. But it doesn't help you sell your policies. It doesn't help you come off well. It doesn't help you seem organic. In fact, it makes her look inorganic, which inorganic, I would say, is a good descriptor of lots of parts of Karoline Leavitt's body. Now, I'm only going to talk about the ones from the neck up, but clearly she has something that we call Mar-a-Lago cougar face before she has turned 30 years old. And it was that Mar-a-Lago cougar face, that botched Mar-a-Lago cougar face that was caught on camera outside that press briefing room with all the makeup, all the nice lights, everything set the way you want. And God, it is going so viral because she looks so bad. This photo of Karoline Leavitt not looking too hot was captured at a Mexican restaurant, which, first of all, Karoline Leavitt should not be able to eat at a Mexican restaurant, all things considered. And the original poster wrote, "Mar-a-Lago face takes a toll. This woman is 28 years old." One Twitter user responded and wrote, "May her face continue rejecting the filler so it festers at a quicker rate, inshallah." What the FGOP wrote, wait, she's only 28? I thought she was closer to 40. The evil really does rot you inside and out. And that's Karoline Leavitt. The evil is rotting away. And honestly, it looks like, because I have known a person or two, a woman or two in my life who's gotten a peel, and there's nothing wrong with staying young and beautiful and getting a peel. It's okay. But Karoline, You're not supposed to go out in the sun after the peel. You got to let it settle. You don't want that damaging UV, especially down there in Miami. Also, why on God's green earth is Karoline Leavitt allowed to eat at a Mexican restaurant? In the words of the great Miss Jennifer Welch, if you triple Trump, you don't get any of the good stuff. Okay, you don't get Mexican food. You don't get foreign cars. You get slop and grease, and you got to listen to, I don't know, what's it bad? Is Maroon 5 bad? You got to listen to Morgan Wallen. That's it. You get nothing good. And that's the life that Karoline Leavitt should live. But God, she looks bad. Getting a little red blotch. She's all puffy. A lot of puff. How are you that puffy at 28? My God. Ugh. But Karoline Leavitt deserves this. Karoline Leavitt deserves the mockery. Karoline Leavitt is a bad person, and I will not let anybody tell me that I have to be nice, or that I should be cheery and good, or that we shouldn't talk about people's physical appearances. We should talk about people's physical appearances if they match their internal appearances. Like, she is a deeply evil, flawed, gross person. This is true. This is what Karoline Leavitt is, and what upsets me most about her, and I'm going to go off on a bit of a tirade here, so stick around. Why aren't you at home? You have a child. You're pregnant, right? You have your weird older husband. I know you're looking for another in the form of Donald Trump, and that's pretty gross and uncomfortable for us all. I think you are 10 years outside of his age demo. Bad joke, sorry. But why aren't you at home? Why are all these conservative, trad wife influencing grifters, let's be real, not politely, shutting the fuck up? Candace Owens tells women to stay at home and be a homemaker. Don't even get me started on the grifter of all grifters, Eric Kirk. Oh, when I was living in New York, I saw all those girls going out. I was just waiting for my Charlie. Actually, you had a ton of boyfriends, and you were on reality shows getting plastered. You weren't the picture of godliness. Now, I love going out and having a couple of sodas. Sometimes if you watch a video and I posted it at like 12:30 in the morning, I may have had a Negroni or two before that. We're always within our bounds though. But I'm not gonna wave my finger at someone and impose my lifestyle that I don't actually live upon them. But that's what these gals do. They say you shouldn't eat the ultra processed food. What is it that you're putting in your face? And you're talking about whole milk and raw milk. You put a whole lot of raw goop in your face, Karoline, and now you're busting at the seams. I'm sure that like her husband has cataracts or something, so he can't see her. But blah, the MAGA face doesn't work. It is representative of who they are. And Karoline, please take some, not well-deserved, but please take some time off with the baby. We don't want to have to hear from you. And I know some people might say, Jack, this is a little rude. It's bordering on a little bit of misogyny. But honestly, it's not. Because Karoline Leavitt is a piece of shit before she is a woman. There is a cross-section of identity when you are MAGA, and you lose your humanity and my ability to care about you. Sorry. Again, this might be getting mean, but I don't think so. Karoline Leavitt does not care about anyone. She called a reporter a hack and fake news and threatened to throw them out of the press briefing room for saying that an innocent woman shouldn't have been murdered. So Karoline Leavitt is going to disgrace a woman who had her life stolen from her while she is still here with us in the White House. I will tell Karoline Leavitt that she looks awful, because she does. Let's be real. Not America's next top press secretary over there. She's not looking fantastic. But it is so aggravating that these people think that they can impose their lives upon us, that Erica thinks that she gets to get her millions while telling young girls how to live and what they should want and how they should want and why they shouldn't go to college. When she did. That's what Erica did. Now she's got all the money and she's the CEO, and I see her a lot. I don't like it. It's against my will, but I see her a lot. I've never seen those kids. I don't know what the kids look like. I actually don't know if the kids are real at this point. Did she have kids? Were they stunt kids? Was it part of the grift? Because if you do sparklers and pyrotechnics and fireworks after your husband dies to grift, I wouldn't put the fake kids past you. These people are so fake. It is literally both at their core and on their surface. They are fake. They are liars. Kristi Noem's whole gambit. Talk about someone with a face full of goop. And there's nothing wrong with a little goop in your face. A little tasteful goop as a nice person. I love it. Feel good. Feel you. I'm about it. Goop it up. But don't goop it up if you're Karoline Leavitt and you're Kristi Noem. Talk about a face full of goop. Yeah, her whole bit is playing dress up with billions of taxpayer dollars. Billions. And so, yeah, Kristi Noem, who saw a woman have her life taken from her and then decided to make jokes about it, I will make jokes about how you look, because you look not good. I think I'm fine with that. And I think we should embrace what my good friend Peter Rothblatt's termed dark woke, Peter Twinklage on Twitter, for all of y'all interested, you should be, and mock these people. Because they do not deserve to be treated as good faith actors. They are not. And I think when we start to shed that skin a little bit, the public politeness, it could go a long way in us achieving our policy non-politeness, if you know what I mean. I think we have to look ahead and see who's got the stomach for what's coming next. You know, I like this guy, but I saw a quote from Andy Bashir. Great governor. We've had him on the show a couple of times. But he was talking about, in what kind of seemed like a knock on Gavin Newsom, you know, Americans, Democrats don't want another Trump. We want someone who's going to unite. We want electability. And yeah, I want to get a Democrat elected president. But I think that unity, I think it's kind of incumbent upon the other side to unify with us. We're not the fascists, okay? That may be putting it a little simply, but we're not the fascists. And I don't want to appeal to the fascists, and I don't want to reach out to the fascists. I don't. I've been saying this on the show a lot, but you know, people say, you know, Jack, you can disagree with people, but you don't got to hate them. Well, if they hate you and want to see harm done to you, you kind of do have to hate them. It's the only way to win. And winning is all that matters. So anyone who's going to talk about electability, and it's not a shot at Andy, again, we love Andy, also has to realize that winning looks like putting these people behind bars. Doing a little reset of the brain of MAGA. That's what it looks like. And if you don't have the stomach for that, and if that doesn't look like unity for you, I would just say to any Democrat who's going to run, maybe pack it up, right? If you want to do soul of the nation, you know, Joe Biden, a lot of great domestic policy, but I think our reluctance to say Donald Trump's name or put the people in charge to prosecute him and hold him to account is the great mistake that we will look back on. We can't do it again. And it starts, in my opinion, anyone can say I'm wrong, with saying Karoline Leavitt looks like shit. And she does. And we are going to call that out on this show every single day. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. If you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments.